Welcome to the Wrestle Story, we discuss all things wrestling, legends of the past, superstars of the present, trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after AEW and NXT, and every Friday after SmackDown. Today we have our special guest from Gimme A Hull Yeah, and Dom.
And today,
yeah!
Hello.
We've got... No, today's not any of those things yet. As you can see, I have Money in the Bank Prediction Show.
This is special.
Yes.
This is special. We're climbing the corporate ladder, guys.
Yes.
We're getting that money.
Yes, definitely. Corporate ladder, climbing through buildings.
This is basically our path to success. You are part of our corporate ladder. We're climbing the ranks, and basically we're gonna climb the ranks with you guys.
Waving the coattails of the Wrestle Story, baby.
Just riding them coattails.
Hello everyone in chat. Hello Kobe Talks About Wrestling. Nice to see you, man. Jordan, the one, and Janelle.
Alright, so we're going to do today, we're going to have our prediction show. The Wrestle Story. Maven and I will make a prediction together. And Dom from Gimme A Hull Yeah will make a prediction. And then, after Money in the Bank, we have the loser. Are you guys ready for this?
What? I didn't know about this. You didn't tell me about this.
I agree to it for you, my friend.
The loser.
Okay, so this is my idea. I came up with this. So, I came up with this after Aunt told me that you need to come up with something. So I was like, okay, what can I do?
Yes, Dom, so you can blame Aunt because this is all his idea to come up with something. And he goes, hey, why don't you guys figure out something we can do the losers can do? So,
Okay.
Because you still haven't forgotten about the time I vomited jelly beans.
Cut. Bad story. Let's not go there. But in my defence, Tom, you was actually there at the Wrestle Stories live podcast when they was on our channel last week when we decided that Maven would be choosing our punishment.
Was I? Did I go to the bathroom? Had I gone to the bathroom at that time?
Maybe.
I mean, it's possible.
So it's not terrible, but it's pretty good. So I came up with that the losing team has to sing "Hey Hey" by Miz and John Morrison. They have to sing their song, rap their song, whatever. That's what the loser has to do, and it's gonna be incredibly amazing. No matter which team loses, but we're not losing, so we're not doing that. So
Whoa!
we're going to
Fighting words.
I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy watching you guys rap the song. I really am.
I'm excited. I'm excited either way, to be fair.
That's a good one,
It's
Aaron.
thoroughly enjoyable regardless. So I feel like this time was pretty great. I came up with a great idea. That the next time we do this, the ideas just they have to get better and better every time. And I don't know where we go from here.
Well, next time we're choosing, and the hair's going on the line.
Wait, what? Our hair is going on line. I mean, obviously, Mr. Gleen has got some hair, but I'm not cutting my hair, man.
Dude, don't worry, we'll sort it out.
Alright, okay, you got a plan. I'm assuming you've got a plan. Right, anyway.
I don't plan on losing, is my plan, Dom.
pick the right people, and then you don't have to worry about losing.
Boom.
True. So yeah, that's what the loser has to do. And I'm
Okay, good choice, Maven. I like it.
It is pretty good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Are we good now, gentlemen?
You got a bit of echo.
What? Echo.
Yes, it's going to be.
Well, it's what? New technology.
Yeah, updated.
Oh, it is.
That's
That's
our program updated, and whenever it updates, everything changes. Just keep everything the same and don't change things on me.
Back to the start again. It's so frustrating. And again, like, massive thank you for having us on here, but also for setting up all the tech, because it's not easy, and we do appreciate it so much.
Very much so. We're very grateful to you guys. You are the better looking of our partnership, and the more professional. The more professional, you're better at merchandise. You know. I mean, Anthony's just got his wall. You know. I'm like, oh, at least you got like figures and like cool stuff in your background. I'm sat on a couch. I'm sitting on a couch I've sort of like just kind of made this stream thing, done whatever I can. You guys have planned it, you know.
Alright, so okay. Do we want to start with the big championship matches and then do any of the big ladder matches last?
Surprises, Maven, whatever you want, man.
Okay, Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt.
Who's going first?
Who's going first?
I don't care.
You guys go first. We'll alternate going first. So you go first, and then we'll go first on the next one.
I was really nervous about talking to Dom about this, because I was like, Dom's going to pick Bray, and I'm going to have to talk him out of it, and I've got to come up with all these different situations. But we didn't have to, because Dom agreed with me. We both think that Braun Strowman is winning this match. He is going to be walking out as the remaining champion. Dom, do you want to tell them why you think he's walking out?
Yeah, there's a very specific reason why. I would normally, obviously, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Bray, and normally I would jump at any opportunity for him to become champion and be like, yeah, he's winning. But in terms of a wider story, I think that it makes no sense for Funhouse Bray, because it is Bray Wyatt, Funhouse Bray, the guy who barely beat The Miz, who's facing Braun Strowman. And that would then lead on to a Fiend Strowman rematch, which Strowman will lose. Unquestionably, Strowman will lose to the Fiend, but this is not the Fiend. So that is my reason for why Braun is winning. And also, he's just won the title. It's too early for him to drop it now.
Yeah, and I sort of think slightly differently, actually. I think that this is going to be a match that is possibly going to be more of a squash match, and is going to be used by Bray Wyatt to recruit Braun Strowman into his funhouse. And so that I think that Braun Strowman needs something at the minute, and he doesn't really have it. Like, as a champion, we all know that he feels weak. If he suddenly was to become part of the funhouse, I think that would be an interesting storyline to give him.
It would be interesting, yeah. Okay, guys, go on.
Alright, because obviously we haven't talked about this.
No, we have one number one.
Yes,
What?
right here, going through this live.
I feel like we're going to agree on this, though, because, like, Braun Strowman? You're not going to
I will say Braun will probably win. The reason
Okay, good. We agree? Did you hear that?
We'll go Braun Strowman.
This is the first agreement we have. I can't believe you guys haven't negotiated off camera, because it was...
No, but it's far more entertaining if we don't go to camera, so then it can be a battle of, well, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, and then I'm right, you know? So that's what it is.
So that's how it works. Maven's right, just straight away. I see how this works. Okay.
I can see Bray winning this by disqualification somehow, some way.
Okay.
And the reason being is to separate Bray from the Fiend. The Fiend winning the title doesn't really mean a whole lot. Because I don't think he cares. I mean, the Fiend, first off, he doesn't need the title. And I don't know that, if you look at the way he handles the title, walking around with it, it's like, okay, it's just my little toy here that I'm carrying around with me. It's, I won this, big deal. And so I think that the Fiend going on and beating Braun down the road, I don't think that's, as far as winning the title, I don't think that's going to happen. So if anybody's going to win the title, it's going to be Bray and not the Fiend.
I think they're stupid enough to do the exact opposite. if anybody's winning the title, it's not going to be Bray, it's going to be The Fiend. Like, that's
Absolutely.
Because they don't look at Bray as being... I mean, Bray is, like, cool, and, like, we like Bray, because he's got a freaking cool character. But I feel like the way they look at him is like, well, that's Bray, but then The Fiend is, like, our big, like, money dude, because, you know, he's like, ah! And so I think the title would be going on The Fiend, which is why Braun is going to retain. Because, like Dom said, it's going to lead into probably a rematch between Braun and then The Fiend, which means The Fiend is then going to squash Braun, and then it'll probably end up being Fiend versus Roman whenever Roman is ready to come back. That's how I see it going down.
Yeah, I'm very much in agreement with that.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. G, though. I don't think Bray should ever win the title again. He's not the hunted, he's the hunter, isn't that right, Mr. G?
Yes. I think so. If you have Bray win the title, it messes everything up.
I agree.
And like I said, if they're going to have him win as Bray and not The Fiend. Because if you have him win as The Fiend is like a hunter. He wants to go out and destroy everybody. Now you put the title on him like they did before, and everybody wants to get him.
There's so many more interesting storylines that come from him not having the title than from him having the title, in my opinion.
Yes.
So the Goldberg storyline with Bray Wyatt was being hunted by Goldberg. You're next.
Yep.
And actually, it's the wrong way around, and that's why that didn't work at all.
Yes.
I hated that.
Which is why I didn't like it.
It's horrible.
But
Terrible.
I knew once they put the title on Bray, or The Fiend, that it was going to be messed up, because now, again, like I said, you've taken the hunter and made him the hunted, and everybody wants the title, where yeah, you can have The Fiend go out and hunt people down, but everybody wants a shot at the title. In theory, everybody wants a shot at the title. So, you know, it kind of messes up his whole character, and the idea of him being this dominant, people should be, like, fear him and be scared of him coming out of, you know, out from under the ring or through the ring or the crowd or wherever, where if he has the title, everybody's going, hey, I want that title, I'm going after him, I don't care if he's scary or not.
Which is what messed up in the first place.
Yeah, but
Was ever, like, putting him... See, it's very difficult, because I don't think The Fiend should have the title. The issue was they put him in it to begin with. And when they first had him lose to Seth in the Hell in a Cell match in the dumbest way possible, that's where things got messed up for me.
Sorry, Dom, you're breaking up a bit.
he didn't lose, did he?
He won by DQ, didn't he?
Yeah, he won by DQ. I see what you mean, Maven, absolutely. I think there's a wider plan. There's obviously a lot of money and time and energy being invested into Bray Wyatt's plan as a storyline, which is why, even though it's a long shot, you can excuse the pin against Goldberg, because it's almost like it was planned, because it's not part of Bray's story. So the story tackles the Shield, it tackles Braun, it tackles you know, so yeah, that's Seth, and then you've got Braun, and then there's the next step is Roman. So I think that, like, this has all been part of the plan, and I quite like Anthony's thing about having Braun join the Funhouse as well. That's actually quite a clever idea. But I am in agreement with you that, in my head, Goldberg shouldn't have won that match, and he should have.
But he did.
He did.
You know, it was rubbish, and it sort of ruined any plans that they've had then.
No, because Goldberg wasn't part of Bray's story. Goldberg was in it just because he was, they wanted some money for the pay-per-view, and also, they wanted the buy-ins and stuff. But Goldberg wasn't part of Bray's story, which is why he got straight. I mean,
but he is part of Bray's story now.
No, he's not, because it's the past and it's gone, and Bray let him pin him.
Get away with it! God, you are such a Bray defender. Of course.
Why would he get up? Why would he get straight back up? Why would they have him do that?
So.
Bray probably annoyed and went, "Oh, I can't believe I've just lost to retaining home veteran." I mean, this guy's like at risk at the minute in the high because he's come from a care home. Get him back in there.
Because it was planned.
At some point in time, they'll bring Goldberg back for like one match.
No, let's not bring Goldberg back again.
So
let's not do that.
On Bray's wall, he can now have X's through Goldberg's eyes.
See, that's the thing.
Well, that's interesting. It's not there, is it?
Yeah, there is no picture of Goldberg on the wall. You know, it's like I'm gonna get you someday type of thing. Like he has other people that he's gotten or that have been, you know, like Kane and whoever else.
Yeah, he's not interested. He's not interested in Goldberg. Like I understand the lore of the Fiend. I'm a huge fan. I've researched this stuff. There's a reason. This is all happening, guys. I promise.
So Eli in chat also pointed out a really great thing that I wanted to point out to everyone. He said that he thinks that this could be a chance to bring in Bray's brother, which would be Bo Dallas, who we've not seen his releases. They've been teasing someone on social media, again helping Bray, excuse me. I think Bray tweeted out he had a picture of another mask, did he not, Dom?
Yes, he had a pig,
like Huskus type character.
Yeah.
Could that be the place for Bo Dallas?
I think there's a lot they
could
do
do
with it, and I think there's a lot that they're not doing with it at the moment that they could be. You know, I've always said something with all the puppets and stuff that he has. I think, you know, kind of bringing them to life would be kind of cool, and he has so many of them that you can do one at a time of their just beginning. I mean, this is totally off, you know, the walls bonkers, and I never really thought about this till now. But, you know, maybe they have the puppets come to life one at a time, and they're all, like, trying to gang up on Bray Wyatt, and then that's kind of where the Fiend maybe comes to his rescue or something like that, and, you know, like, all the puppets are then just gone, and it's just Bray and the Fiend, and...
I think that's a brilliant idea, Maven. I think the idea of a live funhouse...
Plot twist. The Fiend saves Bray, but the only reason he did it and he saved Bray from all the puppets is because the Fiend wants to be the one to end Bray Wyatt. Just saying.
So it comes full circle. So the Fiend, like, the story ends when he ends Bray Wyatt. Okay. That's cool.
I think there's so many ways you can go with it.
But who plays Bray? Well,
can we all agree? Can we all agree that whatever happens, it'll be a disappointment?
Yes!
No.
So far, Dom.
Anthony, you have no taste.
Maven, you had to go straight in there with like the one that me and Dom like butt heads against all the time.
Have zero taste. Right. I'm gonna take over. You leave, right? I understand the Fiend and I understand wrestling. You have zero taste. Shut up.
Yes, but the problem is WWE sometimes doesn't seem to understand wrestling, so they will mess it up somehow.
Yeah.
No doubt. And not give us the payoff we deserve.
Yeah.
Eli's been writing a load of stuff in chat actually.
Thanks, Eli.
Kobe also, Kobe talks about wrestling. He's a really good YouTuber. He's from our local area. Go check him out and subscribe if you're in the chat because he does some good stuff. He's put The Fiend versus Jeff Hardy. That'd be pretty neat.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
If anybody's got remembers TNA and Willow and that character, that could be good. We could have that. I don't know if that's copyrighted to TNA or Impact Wrestling as it is now. But that was cool.
How about taking Maven's idea and Jeff Hardy takes on the role of Mercy the Buzzard?
I mean, that'd be really weird. Or you have Waylon Mercy, who was the original inspiration for Mercy the Buzzard,
Yep.
Come and do it.
Okay.
He's in a retirement home. He can't.
I don't think he is. I think he's just.
So, you know.
I think he's younger than Jake the Snake, and Jake the Snake's doing real well in AEW right now.
Well, he was getting a bit frisky with brand new roads on Wednesday. Is all I've got to say about that.
Okay.
That what he does with his snake is none of your business.
So, another sort of, you know, to add on to that with the idea of the puppets kind of coming to life, they could really draw this out and have Bray and be Bray. Bray, or I guess they could do the Fiend, I suppose. Put him in feuds with people who could potentially take the place of these puppets, you know, and become the puppets, like you said, you know, Jeff Hardy and Bo Dallas, and have him, put him in feuds with these people, and then he beats them, which then kind of sends them to the funhouse, so to speak, and they become the puppets, and then they try to turn on Bray, you know, because they're like, oh, you beat us, and blah, 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 and we're so angry at you, and then that's when the Fiend comes and, like, you know, saves him, but not really, because plot twist, he's going to be the one to, you know, kill him in the end, so.
I think it's really great concept.
It's like a movie. It's like a movie. You've just done a movie of this Bray Wyatt thing, Maven. So yeah, I'm down for that. Absolutely.
But we do know that if they try and do it, it'll just mess up anyway.
Just stop talking. Let's just guys. Me and Anthony ended up having like some kind of massive like essay, hour-long discussion about this. So we should probably move on. Because like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm like you don't understand the Fiend, Anthony.
You guys agreed, and you're still like fighting over one.
Yeah, we did agree. Yeah, we did. And I actually quite like his idea as well. Like, I actually quite like his idea too. It's just when he says that, you know, like they're gonna spoil it. I keep saying this to you, man. You have to suspend your disbelief. We were taught this.
Dom, all it is watching from history of what's happened, and they've managed to mess everything up so far.
No, they haven't.
Do you remember when Liv Morgan was joining the Wyatt family?
I love
It wasn't part of the right. Next match, Maven.
Did we agree? Braun Strowman?
Yeah, Braun Strowman.
Okay, good. We agree on that. Next match.
We're all in agreement. We're all in agreement. Cool.
Bayley versus Tamina for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Hello Scott, how you doing? Can't wait for Brock Lesnar to win the Money in the Bank. Shayna is winning the Money in the Bank. I think the problem was, Kobe says, I think the problem was the Fiend winning a title was too early. I think the Fiend winning the title at all is the problem.
Was the problem. I agree.
I mean, I just don't think that the Fiend should have a title again.
So Bayley and Tamina.
Bayley and Tamina.
Scott really wants you to say Tamina, guys. Please say it.
Oh, Elijah's saying Tamina too.
Oh, then it must be right, guys. Take the loss.
Go on, you guys go first.
Yes. I would say Tamina.
Whoa, okay, didn't expect that one coming.
And I'll explain why as soon as Maven agrees with me.
We'll get an agreement first from you guys first.
I don't know. I'm really torn on this one because I mean I kind of want Tamina to win just because I feel like she's been there for so long and she really hasn't gotten what she deserves. I mean she's been with the company since I don't even know how long, forever, and they just haven't used like the best thing that she's done was probably when she teamed with AJ Lee back, you know, several years ago. That was probably some of her best work. And since then, she hasn't been used prominently, and it sucks because she's good, and I don't know. I would love to see Tamina win, but I also think Sasha's getting involved.
Is that because that's what Scott just said? Is Sasha will cost Bayley, and Bayley versus Sasha will have.
No, I was thinking Sasha was gonna get involved anyways, just because of everything that's happened thus far. I feel like if you look at it, I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's just a matter of who is she gonna help. Is she gonna help Bayley retain so then she gets, I mean, a championship match against her, or is it gonna be?
Well, costing Bayley doesn't really help her, does it? Because then the title's out of that picture.
The Tamina train, woo woo, Kobe says.
So it's a matter of, it really is a matter of who Sasha's gonna help.
Here's why I think Tamina wins. I think Sasha ends up costing Bayley the match. I don't think that Sasha and Bayley go total at each other's throats right away. I think down the road, Sasha ends up winning the title from Tamina, and then we start to get that jealousy act between Bayley and Sasha, and then somewhere down the road, you see Bayley, Sasha.
So, like, maybe Sasha costs.
So
I don't even know how that would
agreement?
work. She costs Bayley the title, but Bayley doesn't know that it was.
Are we in an agreement?
Can I finish?
Okay.
Before I tell you if I agree with you or not.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
So, like, Sasha, maybe the only way I can get behind this is if they go through with my idea, which would be Sasha costs Bayley the title, but Bayley doesn't know that it was Sasha that cost her the title, you know? Like, that would be the only way I would see that, like, making sense without them starting their feud, like, right away. Because Bayley would know that it was Sasha. I mean, she's got blue hair, so how can you miss her? So, like, if they were to do that, I feel like their feud would start right after that. And so, if you want Sasha to, like, win the title off of Tamina, and then that causes their friction, like, I just don't know how that works.
So who are you saying, guys?
I'll go with you because
Yep.
why not?
You have to come up with a unified pick.
You know, the
Tamina.
chat is going
We're
crazy
taking Tamina.
with Tamina.
Tamina. All right, it's your turn.
Bayley.
You're saying Tamina, right?
Yeah,
We
got
got,
Really?
let me. We did say. Wait, hold up.
Bayley.
Be quick.
Bayley, we have our first difference, and we are finally not going to have to make this video.
Are we quick?
Yes. Go on, Dom.
Hang on. Originally, I said Tamina,
He did.
but I think the placing of this match is going to be after the women's Money in the Bank. I think. So I was originally going to say Tamina. Right.
Is he breaking up for you guys as well?
For us too.
Okay, cool. I'll take over because he seems to have frozen. Dom, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're breaking up really bad and you've just frozen on screen. So Dom did say Tamina, first of all. He did say that Tamina was going to win. He's still going. I can just hear breaks of him going. He's coming up with this really compelling argument. No, I don't think Tamina's winning. I think this is Bayley. I think it makes no sense for Tamina to win because there's no story within that. If Tamina wins, it's just a new champion for the sake of her winning the championship after so many years, which I respect. But at the same time, I don't think there's any story going into it going forward. And I think Sasha and Bayley actually have that story built and ready to go. So I don't think now is the time to take it from Bayley. Are you back with us, Dom? Sorry, mate. Your internet freaked out.
I thought he was back.
Maybe not.
No. I can see him moving occasionally.
I can agree
No.
with what you're saying. It makes perfect sense not to do Tamina with the title right now just because there isn't really a story there. And Bayley and Sasha is the money feud that everybody's wanted to see done correctly for the longest time. So it makes sense to go through with that. I mean, maybe possibly with as much of the words English, with as much as they have done Tamina and Lacey kind of as a team, maybe Tamina wins and then you get like a cash in if Lacey was to Jeez, I can't speak. If cash in on Tamina if Lacey was to win Money in the Bank, and then you kind of have sort of a mid-card feud there, maybe. But I feel like
Maybe,
that's like
but
a lot
I
of
just
work.
don't think how it's built up. You know, and that's the problem with Tamina. Nothing's built up, and they do this with Tamina all the time, and to a point, Nia Jax as well, where they just put them in these matches just to fill up the card so they get to the SummerSlam, which is where they've actually got the match planned out. Dom, I think you're back with us, mate. Sorry, your internet froze up.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
We got you.
Hello? So I'll be quick just in case it freezes up again. I initially said Tamina, but I think that it would be better for post-pay-per-view video views, etc., if Bayley is cashed in on by Baszler. So this match is going to be after the Women's Money in the Bank, and Baszler's going to cash in on either Bayley or Tamina, but most likely Bayley, to take the championship.
That is an interesting take.
And I'm in agreement with you guys that the Bayley and Sasha feud will not be over the title.
I don't think it needs to be over the title as well.
I don't think so either.
But I don't think Tamina's the person to take her off it.
So here's a question.
I have a question too.
If they're going to take it away from Bayley, right? Wouldn't you rather have Tamina do it and then have Tamina get beat by Baszler using Dom's theory? She gets beat by Baszler because then you have Baszler fighting one of the bigger women in.
But it completely kills Bayley, doesn't it? And it doesn't look good for Tamina either.
But
the only
if Sasha
is
takes
Shayna.
out Sasha,
if Sasha gets interfered in it somehow,
Bayley,
which causes Tamina to win, and then
I don't
Baszler
think that hurts
cashes
Bayley.
in.
But if you have Bayley turn around and lose to Shayna Baszler like right away, Baszler cashes
I
in.
wouldn't love that.
Does that hurt Bayley?
I wouldn't like it, personally, if it was Bayley. And now if it's Tamina, I'm cool with Tamina, I suppose, just, winning the title for 2 minutes and then getting Baszler, cashes in. But I don't love the idea if Bayley is the one who's still champ. Now, my question to you, Dom, is where do they go with Shayna after that if she cashes in and won the title? Like, what would you do with her after that?
I mean, sorry, Dom, you're breathing again.
Baszler. Oh, even hello.
You're back.
Hello.
You're back.
Hello. Hello.
Go on, you're here
Hello.
now.
Sweet. Right. So
And he's
either
got it.
triple threat or fatal fall. I'm going in the chat. Right. Can you hear me?
So yeah, we can hear you.
He's around long enough to say hello.
Right.
Sweet.
So-
and then he's gone.
Elijah says Dom is building a new gimmick, the hacker.
That's it.
Dom is the hacker, man. Dom is the hacker.
That is it. Yeah. So yeah, triple threat or fatal four way for me. That's what I say.
It's probably what they'll do. It all feels very unimportant. The only important things right now in that women's divisions, and in certainly on the SmackDown side, seem like Bayley, Sasha, and possibly Lacey thrown in there. Is that just me?
I agree.
I can agree with that, yeah.
But I've said the women's division overall is kind of, in my opinion, too spread out.
Yeah. Sorry, of course, there's the other important one that we're forgetting to bring up. The Sonya and Mandy. Perhaps at some point their feud might end up intertwining into all this. I think Sonya's a star at the minute. Her promos have been fire.
Yes.
100% agree with that.
Cool. Should we go on the next one? I quite like hearing you guys talk first because we've already made our minds up. So let's hear you guys talk first.
We'll go first.
So next, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship.
Drew.
I think Drew has to win. The only reason I would ever say that Seth Rollins should have won this match was if Buddy Murphy was in Money in the Bank and then they could do Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins in a feud because Buddy cashes in or whatever the case may be. Something there. That's the only reason I would have liked Seth to win. Because otherwise, Seth has no business even being in this match. He just lost at WrestleMania, so how he even got this match is beyond me. Makes literally no sense. So, I think it's just a match that's just there, just so we have the WWE Championship defended. But I think Drew is he's just going to kill him.
I agree.
Is that you agree?
Yep.
Go on, Dom.
Okay, so I like there's Scott in the chat is saying Murphy costs Rollins. and I really like that. I don't know whether it's too early to end
Too early, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit too early, but Drew's taking this. Like, it's the most obvious conclusion of a match for years. And I know that sounds weird because it is Rollins, and I do love a bit of the Monday Night Messiah.
He is great.
But he is, yeah, he's coming to his own. And I'm really happy for him because he was, he was treading water before as a face. But yeah, so I'm thinking that the Murphy thing is a good idea, Scott. Yeah, but either way, whatever happens, Drew is taking that.
Easy. I think that's the biggest lock of the night, actually.
I agree.
I might be one of the only people who really doesn't like the Monday Night Messiah gimmick.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I like it. I think it's it's interesting contextually and sort of has these religious undertones that I find fascinating.
He's taken a gimmick. He's taken a gimmick that no one else has been able to make work. They've tried this a lot with a lot of people in the past, with a lot of people that have just come in as this kind of religious cult leader, and it's failed miserably. Seth Rollins, credit to him, has made it work.
I agree.
I don't know. It's cool, and like it is working, and there are a lot of people that do love it. I'm just one. I just really don't. I think it might have been because of his face run. I'm just kind of tired of Seth Rollins at this point. And so, maybe just not seeing Rollins for a bit and then having him come back with something, if he was to disappear for a bit and then come back as the Messiah, I might have liked it better. But for me right now, I haven't loved his new gimmick. I'm just not, Seth Rollins is just, not it right now. So.
I love the gimmick. I think the only thing that hurts him right now is where AOP can't be there, and since he is the Messiah and he's got this group with him, and now that that they're not there, I think that hurts him a little bit. Not because of anything he's done or any of that. I think it's just the fact that he's trying to present himself as being this leader of a group, and part of his group is missing. But overall, I think he's done a good job with it.
I think he went from being this face that was really it was a terrible face run actually for him, and because he was doing such good work to get to it, and then when he became it sort of just flopped away completely to the point where we was getting frustrated at seeing him all the time. So I was so ready for him to do some sort of heel turn. He's done it, and I think he's doing a good job with it. I agree, though. I think we've seen a bit too much of him as well, and he could do with backing off a little bit.
Also, what might have kind of killed his Messiah thing for me, because I think when they first brought him in as the Messiah and they kind of were switching everything, I was like, yes, this is something different. I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. But I think once they did the Kevin Owens thing, like they did that for like way too long. They had them in their feud forever, and they were fighting each other without even fighting each other. It was just, I just didn't like it. And so I feel like that also didn't help, progress everything with his character. And then, like you said, with AOP they're injured again, one of them is injured, and they're not there. And so he really doesn't have a group.
Well, something Scott said here, too, is his Twitter chatter kind of hurt some of, his progress, so.
Yeah, I agree.
It did big time. It did, yeah.
Yeah. But Kobe's right. Seth Rollins was born to play a heel. He should never be a face. I don't think.
I agree.
His heel run back in 2014 was so good. The cash-in was so good. Just like when he was Mr. Money in the Bank, it was so good. That is my favorite Seth Rollins, because it was just so good. Like, it was so entertaining to watch, and like people disliked him, but it was just so good.
That's the idea.
I know, that's the idea. And like he did it so well. And it was some of his best work ever. And it was real sad to see where he was at till then what he went to. And I mean, sucks.
I agree. I agree. I think it's the biggest lock of the night. And should we move on to the next one?
Yep.
We got the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. We have the New Day versus the Forgotten Sons versus The Miz and John Morrison versus Lucha House Party. Oh boy!
Who you got, guys?
Forgotten Sons. Do we agree on this? Even if you don't agree with me, sorry, you're going with Forgotten Sons because they're winning the titles, and I am not going to lose.
We have actually talked about this a little bit, and I agreed. I think Forgotten Sons are more.
I don't like Forgotten Sons. I will never like Forgotten Sons. I don't like Forgotten Sons. I don't like Forgotten Sons. I can make songs about it. I really don't like them. I don't care for them at all. I went on a rant about a week and a half ago about
Maybe it's not a fan of Forgotten Sons.
What?
Maybe he's not a fan of Forgotten Sons.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I get that now. So I picked Forgotten Sons too. They are the freshest team in the fight, and that tag team division sorely needs some fresh blood. And for me, they're winning.
The Lucha House Party being in this match is just like, I swear to you, the only reason they're in this match is because one of the Usos is injured. Otherwise, it would have been those 4 teams. It wouldn't have been Lucha House Party because like they're just so like randomly just like thrown in there. It's like what? So I don't know. The SmackDown tag team division as a whole is just not good. Actually, let me re-say that. The tag team division in WWE sucks as a whole. It's not good. They don't know what to do with the tag teams. And like you would think it wouldn't be that difficult to figure out what to do with them, but they're like, you know what? We have no idea what to do with them. And it really angers me.
Have you listened to the Revolt on Jericho's podcast yet?
I've listened to part of it.
Great. Really good interview.
I haven't listened to it yet. I want to. I will plan on listening to it.
So when Donald texted me earlier with our results, this was one that I disagreed with, actually. I said I thought the New Day would win. And part of my reason for that, we have chosen the Forgotten Sons because Dom did put a compelling argument forward. But the reason I said the New Day is because no tag team has come up from NXT and won in this amount of time. They've only been on SmackDown for 1 month, and for them to win in that amount of time is actually shorter than any tag team that's been called up. And I don't think that the Forgotten Sons are the tag team you do that with. I think when you look at people like Viking Raiders, they could have done it. Wait.
So you're picking.
No. Sorry, No, you froze out. We're picking the Forgotten Sons because we agreed on that. But I am just saying my reason that I'm concerned about the Forgotten Sons winning.
Oh,
man. Mrs. Gleen has asked you a question, Maven. I don't think you've answered it yet.
Got a question for you. How do you feel about the Forgotten Sons? I just don't like them. I really don't. I don't care what they're doing. What have you got against people with beards? What have you got against? I don't like them.
What? Notice I got rid of mine.
This is a wider thing that you're not talking about. You've obviously got a problem with bearded dudes.
I thoroughly dislike them. I really don't like them at all. Like the way they talk about them on SmackDown, they're like, they've done so much in NXT. They've done so much in NXT. I'm like, please. Roll the footage back. Show me what they've done. I'm not stupid. I have the WWE Network. I watch NXT every freaking week. They have done jack squat. So, what are you even talking about when you sit there, you try to hype them up? It's like, what are you doing? I have eyes. I have ears. I know what they're doing. And that would be nothing. And literally nothing.
Just think, Maven just picked them to be the champions.
I did because they're going to win the championships. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But they are winning the championships. I said
Scott says
2 weeks ago.
The best in WWE, Maven.
I said 2 weeks ago, I'm giving them 1 month to win the tag team titles. 1 month. It hasn't even been that, and they're already in the freaking tag team championship match. Are you kidding me? So that's why they're
Vince McMahon's. Look at them. They look like a Vince McMahon tag team. That's why they're winning. They need something new. They need to inject some fresh blood into the division. That's why the Forgotten Sons are winning.
Maven, I do believe that the Forgotten Sons are actually the most charismatic people to come out of NXT. I've got your back, Scott. I've got your back, Scott. Scott knows that we're getting a Maven run, and I'm quite happy to be live here pushing it.
I don't think I've ever fully seen one.
Are you afraid now? I'm afraid, dude.
It's getting close.
No, why Mr. G just sits there and goes.
Is this just angry? Does Maven just get really angry? Is that?
Wednesday? Did you watch my Killer Cross rant on Wednesday? Because if you didn't, you need to go watch that. Not now, because we're here live, but you can go watch it later. I was not happy with what they did with Killer Cross. Not at all. So that is a Maven rant. If you want to see that, that's from our Wednesday video.
I saw it. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. A Maven rant is a beautiful thing. We like opinion.
I think I've seen you get really stressed out and like really like opinionated, which is fine. But I've never been part of one, so this is kind of like, I feel like I'm either about to be like amazed or like frightened.
Probably somewhere in between there.
I'm debating therapy, to be perfectly honest with you, dude. But I will continue pushing for you, Scott. It's all good.
I guess if you're the victim of it could be pretty intense.
Scott does say in chat that Killer Cross on Wednesday was brilliant.
I enjoyed the theme music and
the entrance was great. Yeah. The match was
cool, but everything else just sucked. It wasn't good. I've been very underwhelmed with the entire thing, and I made that perfectly clear on Wednesday. So,
you did.
Forgotten Sons, everybody, Forgotten Sons, we all agree on that?
It was
Forgotten Sons.
I'll go with it. Mrs. Lee went with Frightened.
Scott, what was terrible? The entire thing. Okay? The entrance was cool. Like, I mean, whatever. The entrance was cool. It was like the red smoke and everything. It was cool. But after that, it was just like, they put him up against a jobber, and I'm just like, what? You have this feud with Gargano.
Hey, didn't we have this rant the other day? You don't have to go on this rant right now.
Sorry, Scott asked a question.
Good job.
I have to answer the question.
And now we started.
You have this feud with Ciampa. He literally attacked Ciampa like a month ago. You then had Gargano and Candice who were walking out of the building, and Killer Cross and Scarlett were literally watching them leave the building. You have two perfectly good things you could do right there, and you chose to do his first thing on NXT TV was to put him up against jobber Leon Ruff. Okay, cool. I'm glad we're all on the same page there. Epic. Loved it. It was amazing. Said nobody ever. It was terrible. Like, no. No. We never need to see that again. I don't like it. Don't have him fight anybody! Nobody! Don't have him fight anybody!
Stop! Calm down! like, you're a lovely person. Like, but like...
This is what you get like, dude, when you talk about Bray Wyatt.
Don't have him fight anybody. Have him come out and cut a promo or something. Like, it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So...
Dom's only seen a partial part here. This isn't like the rant. This is like the warming up to the rant.
Whoa! Like I'm starting to envision like figures going across the room.
I literally
like
and he's gone. And he's gone.
Like Miss.
Yeah. Let's. He's making a really valid point right now. Robot Dom with more charisma than Charlotte Flair. Should we go on to the next match?
Yep, next match.
So, do we want to do the men's Money in the Bank first or women's?
What are we? Well, we've got a couple of other matches, or should we save them to last?
Do we have a couple other matches?
Well, the extras that I told you.
Yeah, Viking Raiders, Street Profits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a rumor match. The stuff I was looking at, I was like, there's only 6 matches for the card, and it's not that much. But they'll probably add Street Profits versus Viking Raiders, because that's what they do. They always add 2 matches, the day of. So if we're talking Street Profits versus Viking Raiders, I think the Street Profits are losing. Because they can't seem to win anything. Ever. They won the tag team titles, and since then, they've not been so great.
Okay, cool. Well, you're back with...
I don't care about it. I don't care about the tag team division at all. It's just not good.
I'll agree with you. I'll say Viking Raiders win.
Good.
But they've kind of turned the Viking Raiders into a joke too.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, the whole talking, they shouldn't be talking.
Yeah.
They should be eating turkey legs.
Yeah.
Going out on longboats with horns and beer.
Yeah.
Spears, swords,
They've tried to
shields.
turn them into the Street Profits, I think.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird.
They're not good.
I don't understand why.
So you guys have chosen the Viking Raiders. Have we chose Dom?
We chose Street Profits.
We've got the Street Profits, man. I don't think there's been enough of a build to this. I think it's something that they'll carry on forever and ever and ever anyway. And it doesn't matter. It's probably going to be a kickoff show. And we're not going to get a title change on that kickoff show, I don't think.
I could see
So, I know it's great, isn't it? And that's why you guys are losing predictions. Great. I mean, this is going to be a great video.
That
That
match
match
will be
will be
the
what costs
one
us.
that makes the difference. That match right there. So
Absolutely.
What's the other one?
Sami Zayn.
The other one was Sami Zayn and Drew Gulak.
Oh, I would say if they have this match, I don't know, because they haven't done anything with Intercontinental title. They haven't done anything with Sami Zayn. Drew Gulak's kind of been the coach for Daniel Bryan, which has been cool, and I think
Sami Zayn is in the doghouse. Drew Gulak wins this.
I could agree with that. I mean, I could say Drew Gulak.
Because of the stuff he's tweeted out.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
So who are you going for?
Drew Gulak.
Drew Gulak.
Cool. We've gone for Drew Gulak as well, haven't we, Dom?
We have. Yep.
I think it's. I think there's a lot of rumours of Sami Zayn not being there for health reasons, and because he doesn't want to be part of it, and they've said to performers, if you don't want to be part of it, then that's okay. And so it makes, if that's the way he feels about it, then to get the title onto someone else, that's a story that's already built in. What do you think, Dom?
Yep, agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Rock and roll.
I would agree with that, but I think some of the stuff he's tweeted out is probably going to hurt him too.
Eli says that's going to be a good match. Is it? I mean, we and Dom both thought that the Bryan and Sami Zayn match.
The
What was
videos
it?
keep bouncing around. It's like it was just Ant, and now it's Dom. It's like the video is getting small and it's getting bigger.
Technology's great.
And it's just jumping all over the
Technology
place.
is great. Dom,
We
you
just
got-
keep bouncing around your screens.
Yeah, we thought the Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak, we thought that would be one of the matches of WrestleMania weekend, and it ended up being a bit disappointing, didn't it, really?
Yeah.
So, interesting. The Viking Raiders will win because Sarah Logan makes her return. Janelle, actually, that could happen, couldn't it?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rumours of Sarah Logan being... A lot of people have stuck up for her since they have got rid of people. And also, I haven't seen her do any interviews or anything like that.
No.
Nothing. So.
That's my biggest spot to bring her back and then have Bianca and her.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense. You could have something with Bianca and the Street Profits, Viking Raiders and Sarah Logan. I mean, I can't guarantee that it's going to be a good feud, but I mean, at least you're putting Bianca on TV.
Scott wants No Way Jose back.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen any interviews from No Way Jose either, actually.
So, Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
I'm saying he's going to come back with a more intense, kind of darker character, apparently.
Who's that, sorry?
No way, Jose.
Well, I've not seen any interviews from him, so who knows?
He has given one.
Has he? Right.
Yeah,
So,
and he said he wants to be a different character.
well, of course he does. He had
I
the
wonder
house
why.
show gig.
He didn't like the concept.
He didn't like Adam Rose 2.0.
Well, he no, but then that one can make money. That one can sell out the house shows. You know, he knows that that's a popular gimmick, but he wants to move away from that.
Well, there's no house show, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what the other thing is, I think a lot of people looked at it as like, okay, this is a joke, and he's coming out doing his dance and everything else, and how can he be taken seriously as a wrestler? And so I think that's the issue with, or I can see that him thinking that way and thinking, okay, I want to be more serious about what's going on here.
Yeah.
Is what Scott said true? Is Bianca wrestling on main event?
If that's true.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, go on, Maven. What we got for the main event?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Do we want to start with the men's match or the women's
Do the
match?
women's first.
She
Well,
did
they're both
last week. Are you
together, aren't
kidding
they?
me? Bianca
No
was wrestling
way.
on main event last week. That's a joke.
It is a joke.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That is terrible.
She should be going after Becky. That's what they should be doing with her right now. They should have her in a feud going for the top title. Or something.
Yeah.
Because putting her on
this-
main event is not okay.
Or if not, if you're putting Charlotte down in NXT, leave Bianca in there to take the title off her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
So it makes sense.
That is so ridiculous. Okay, so
Mm.
we're with the men's or the women's?
Do the women's first.
Okay. Women's Money in the Bank. Asuka versus Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax versus Dana Brooke versus Carmella versus Lacey Evans. All right. So,
James says Dana Brooke's winning.
unfortunately, she's not. She's not my pick either, and she better not be anybody else's pick. I mean, James, it's fine. You can pick her, but
Elijah takes Asuka.
yeah. So
We've
this is kind of
talked about this.
just kind of looking at the women's division as a whole. We were just talking about Bianca. Why is Bianca not in this match? Like,
She should be. Yeah, she absolutely should be.
like looking at some of the women that we have in here. I'm sorry, but why is Dana Brooke in this match? I don't care if she beat Naomi in one match to be put in this. That makes no sense. She's literally doing nothing. So why is she in here? Same thing
Well-
with Carmella. Carmella's another one that I feel is in Money in the Bank every freaking year.
And also Sasha.
Taking a spot from somebody. So why are we having those two in this match when it makes no sense?
It's all filler for Baszler to win. It's all fluff on top of the big
Are we,
Baszler win.
are we going with who we talked about?
Lacey?
It-
Yeah.
Okay.
We're taking Lacey because
oh.
I personally, the briefcase, I don't think it works with Shayna's gimmick. I think having her carry around the briefcase is going to look stupid. Personally. Now, with Brock, he kind of went in a goofy character direction, and that was great. I didn't like Brock winning Money in the Bank, but what he did the next night was very funny, and you know the boombox and everything. They made it work. But I just don't think they can't do anything like that with Shayna. They can't figure out a way to make it work for her because I just don't look at Shayna, and I just don't sit here and say she should be the one to have Money in the Bank. It just doesn't fit with her character, you know? I think she just wants to go and beat anybody and everybody up, and that's gonna eventually, you know, that's just beating people up one after the next she's gonna climb up the ladder to fight Becky anyways, so why would you waste Money in the Bank on her? That's
I
kind
think
of my
she'll
thought
surprise.
process.
I think she'll surprise you. I think we're going to see, very much like Brock Lesnar, we're going to see new elements of Shayna's character come out over the next few months.
I think there's an interesting point of I think Maven's point is the idea of her coming out with a briefcase, but she could be a Money in the Bank champion that doesn't come out with a briefcase, that holds the briefcase and holds onto the briefcase and doesn't bring it up all the time. It's not a Baron Corbin type reign. She's the person that's got it in the back, and actually she's a threat because of that. And I actually think that that's quite an interesting dynamic. And we've had a lot of goofy Money in the Bank winners. I agree with you, Maven, but I actually think Shayna could take it in a more serious direction.
Absolutely.
Maybe, possibly, but like I said, just based on everything they've done with Money in the Bank at this point, if they were continue in that way, it just doesn't work with Shayna. Which is why I personally, I wouldn't want to see her win, just because I know regardless of whether she won Money in the Bank or not, she's going to get a shot at Becky down the line, and she's probably going to be the one to take the title off of her, I would assume. But hey, I mean, I thought that at WrestleMania 2, and then they didn't do it. So, I don't know. Just the whole thing is, so that's why I'm picking Lacey. I think Lacey makes a lot of sense. I think giving it to Lacey, kind of the, the new star,
I think this is the way to get
the new rising star.
Yeah, and I think this is the way. I think Shayna is too obvious as far as winning this, and I think this way, it's easier to give Lacey a shot at the title doing it this way, and Shayna can, I think, get a title shot anytime, and be pushed at any point in time.
That's what I'm saying.
Where Lacey, I think the issue with Lacey is she has to get the crowd behind her, because otherwise I don't think people will buy into it.
See, that's the thing with her. She's not always over. At the moment, she's over. But they can, in an instance, turn her heel depending on who she's cashing in on. If whoever's champion that she's cashing in on is like super over and they're supposed to be the babyface, you can turn her into the heel. If it's, Bayley, it's the, oh my gosh, yes, she's finally champion. Yes, Lacey, we're so behind you because you just took the title off of Bayley, who's been, the biggest heel in the locker room at the moment. So I think there's a lot they could do.
I like that.
I mean, Lacey was my pick for ages, but it changed on Monday, and the reason it changed on Monday is because Becky Lynch has announced that she's having a face-to-face confrontation on next Monday's Raw with the winner of Money in the Bank.
I never thought of that. Hold on.
You can't take it back now, lady.
I never thought of that. No.
Well, you can't wait for the opposing team to tell you the tactics.
But hey, I wouldn't be taking Shayna. If I'm taking anybody from Raw, I'm taking Nia Jax. That would be my pick.
That's the other reason I think Shayna is too obvious.
That would make so much sense. I totally forgot they did that.
Since she did say she was going to do that, it just seems too obvious. Okay, they're setting all this up for Shayna to win. They've already announced that Becky's going to be face-to-face with whoever it is.
Well,
so everybody's going to be going, this is obvious. There's no doubt who's winning this. It's going to be Shayna, for that simple fact.
Are they doing the cross-promotion, though, where whoever's Money in the Bank, it doesn't matter if they're on SmackDown or not, say Lacey won Money in the Bank, she can cash in on Becky or Bayley?
Yeah, the Bank can cash in for any contract.
Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't.
So you could in theory have a face-to-face with Lacey and Becky. I think that would be an interesting promo as well.
See, the thing is, where they screwed up there, they showed Shayna, Asuka, and Nia in the first video, and on the second video they showed all 6 women. So I don't know if that was like a slip-up on their part, and they were supposed to show all 6 women anyways, and it's supposed to be anybody, or if it is like, the Raw women. Because if that's the case, then they totally messed it up.
Scott says they can only cash in on their shows. The announcer said that. Yes, but they can change their minds overnight.
Hey, we remember a thing called the wild card rule?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think in the last 2 weeks you had Nia stand tall 2 weeks ago. You had Asuka stand tall last week. You've got one person left to stand tall at Money in the Bank, and that's Shayna. And also something that me and Dom discussed briefly was about because Scott asked how the 2 matches are going to overlap, and I think they are going to, and we've got an interesting thing to talk about that with the men's, I think. What else do you think on it, Dom? Because we both think Shayna.
Yeah, we both think Shayna. I think it's the right time to do it. I love your thoughts on. I think you've got some good ideas with regards to Lacey Evans. I think that would work as well. I think it would work, but I definitely think Baszler's taking this. I think she's just the right person for this.
This is interesting, guys. We have like stakes on the line. Someone's going to be making a stupid video. It's either going to be 2 beardy weirdies or a father and daughter son from America.
Man. So yeah, that's that. Lacey and Shayna.
Well, no, we've got a men's match.
I know we have I'm talking about that's that for the women's, you fools.
Don't run at me, fools.
Not stupid.
Look at you guys fools. I get that all the time.
I know, right? That's fine. We're in Maven's world now, man. We're in Maven's world.
But
it's Maven's rules.
Yeah.
Lacey and Shayna, there you go. Some of the other people that are in that match make literally no sense. Like Carmella and Dana, it's like, why are they even in the match? They don't even need to be in the match because.
Well, Carmella's fine. She's a past champion. I mean, she feels legitimate. Dana, I agree. I don't think she feels legitimate. But you know one guy that does love Dana? It's James.
That's
and if
right.
James wants to support Dana, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, Dana's
And
just
James
not
is going to
winning.
tell us here in a second who's winning the match.
And
He
I
is.
do have if Dana does win Money in the Bank, which is highly unlikely, but if she does, I have to come on here and tell everybody that she's the greatest. So.
You're going to have all
You've
kinds
got-
of stipulations.
You've got a lot of stakes in this match, Maven.
I really do. I really do. So then we have the men's Money in the Bank. Aleister Black, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, King Corbin, Otis, and Daniel Bryan. This might be butthead.
Did you change your thing, your pick, Anthony?
No, you changed yours because I went with you for the Forgotten Sons.
Okay, yeah. Did we agree on AJ? Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, let's not tell them, shall we? Let's keep that hush. Let's. Or maybe this is a tactic that we're using to put you off.
I could see 3 people winning this. Aleister Black,
No.
AJ Styles, or Otis.
No. Unfortunately, I think King Corbin is winning. I don't like it. I don't want it. But
How-
unfortunately, I think King Corbin is winning. And
I mean,
don't
that's
like
the real way to troll fans during
So
a
now
pandemic.
Now you got to convince me.
Yeah.
I didn't agree.
We've all got to sit in and watch King Corbin every week.
Scott in the chat just said, "Aunt, are you related to Elias?"
Do you want to walk with me, man? Do you want to walk with me? Come walk with Anne.
Okay, I'm gonna give you reasons as to why Aleister Black should not win Money in the Bank. Kind of along the same lines as Shayna. He's just gonna look like a dork carrying around the briefcase. And no, it doesn't work with this character. He just needs to keep beating people. Eventually, he's gonna get a shot at the title. It's inevitable. So why do we need to waste the briefcase on him? Don't do it. It's stupid. So Aleister Black is not winning. I could see AJ Styles winning, maybe. But again, I feel like it's almost too obvious, you know? Like he's like the big, oh my gosh, he's back type of person that he just came back on Monday, and so I feel like adding him into the match, I feel like a lot of people are just gonna sit there and say, oh, AJ Styles, because he's the big name, and they just brought him back, and so they want to put him, you know, whatever. No. Rey Mysterio is going to get thrown off the side of the building, so we're not going to have to worry about him ever again. So he is most definitely not winning this match. Otis. It would be so cool to see Otis win, but it's not going to happen. Sorry, it's just not. I don't foresee it happening.
He has been said that Otis is Vince McMahon's personal project now.
I mean, maybe,
Yeah, I had them.
maybe he wins.
Let me tell you why Otis. The more I think about this, I'm thinking Otis will win. It ties into the storyline with Mandy.
Okay, with Dolph.
He can sit there and say, look, Mandy, I'm this champion now. This is awesome. We got everything going for us. And down the road, she ends up turning on him.
Yeah, I think that it would make sense. It's a very Vince McMahon thing to have Otis win the briefcase. And Anthony's right. I think Vince McMahon is writing the Otis storylines right now.
After firing the writer.
Yeah, so I think that it would make more. It's a very Vince McMahon thing to do. So if Vince has control, and you know, then it's very likely we could see Otis win. But
I think you should choose them, guys.
Well, they've kind of kicked Tucker to the side. I mean, he's not. Is he around?
Which is a shame because he's really good. He's really good.
The other person in the match. Okay, there's 2 more people in the match. I just skipped over the one. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, I think, is going to have some cool spots in this match. Maybe. Possibly. Hopefully. I think they're going to do some cool stuff. But I don't think he's going to win either. Just because I just don't think it's his time to win Money in the Bank, you know? and he's already won Money in the Bank. So, I don't know if he really needs to win again. Now, King Corbin, that would be my pick because they're just, I don't like it.
I think you're a Corbin super fan.
I think she's a Corbin.
Corbin,
Dude,
Corbin doesn't have a beard.
she never used to like Matt Riddle, and now she's his biggest fan. She's going to be exactly the same with Corbin, dude.
I don't like Corbin. He's annoying. He's on TV way too freaking much. There's a difference between being
it's all right. It's okay. You don't have to explain yourself in front of us. Whatever you're a fan of, you're a fan of.
There's a difference between being a good heel and being just annoying. And he's just
He's a
flat
great
out
heel.
annoying. No, he's not. He's not a great heel. I don't dislike him because he's a heel. I dislike him because he's on TV way too much.
Everybody hates him. That's his job. His job is to make people hate him.
I'm tired of watching him fight people.
And that's the point.
Like,
That's the point.
You know, over
And
and
you
over again. Stupid
You still think he's going to win. You still think he's going to win.
Corbin. Yes. Yes. He's
And
winning
that's
the
his
match.
job.
I guarantee this.
Hey,
His job is done.
guarantee he's winning this match. It doesn't matter what you think. He's winning the match.
His job is done. You are the evidence of King Corbin's job
I very much
being
disagree.
done so well.
This is great.
I'm glad that someone else is telling her the same thing I've told her.
It's not true. He's not a good heel. He's on TV way too much.
He's a great heel. That's the point.
I did not like him ever. I don't like him. I'm never gonna
that's
like Baron Corbin because he sucks.
That's the point. He's supposed to make you think that. This is it. Corbin wins.
Yeah, Corbin's winning. He wants to annoy me.
All right, we'll go with Corbin.
Thank you.
Whoa, Mr. G just went, okay.
He didn't even need to explain anything because I made such a good point. that
It was
he's
great.
so
It was a good
annoying.
point.
It was a good point, but I'm right this time. Corbin is such a good heel. He's got you so angry and agitated, and that's his point.
That's not angry for Maven, dude. That's only like half a rant, man.
Okay, cool.
So now,
Um,
okay, we know Dom's point of view on Baron Corbin. We need Ant's point of view now. Is he a good
Ant
heel,
doesn't think-
or is he just
Ant-
flat out annoying?
Ant
He's on
don't think-
TV way too much.
And doesn't think Corbin's going to win, though.
Oh no, but do I think he's on TV too much? I think he's a bit drab at times, but I still think he's a good heel.
No, you
I do think-
suck.
He's the best heel in the company.
You know, I don't look forward to a lot of his matches because right. So my problem with Baron Corbin is he delivers everything so slow and so deliberate that it takes so much time to get into the story. And actually, I just find that a little bit like bad heel.
I'm going to drop you guys with a bombshell before I hit the bathroom. I'm going to get... Right, Baron Corbin is the best heel WWE have had in the last 10 years.
I highly disagree.
I mean, what a bombshell. I think I'd say argue Tommaso Ciampa was, but Dom can't argue back. I mean, he was okay. I think he's okay. I get what he's doing, to Maven, to your point, but I understand your frustration at the same time. How about that?
Yeah.
He's straight up annoying, which is why he's winning Money in the Bank.
Yeah, so I'll tell you who we picked, because I'm busting for the toilet as well. I was listening to Jim Ross on Jericho's podcast. He was saying that the commentators wear black trousers because they can't have a toilet break. But in my own flat, I'm not doing this podcast and wearing black trousers. So for the men's Money in the Bank, we have picked AJ Styles to win. So one of the things that I mentioned, or he mentioned in chat, was about how these two matches are going to intertwine with each other, because they are. They're going on at the same time. There's going to be shots of things at different times. I think one of the big stories of this Money in the Bank is we get it every sort of year where we get these two great talents that we really want to see go at it. And in this match, I think it's AJ Styles and Aleister Black. I think that's a match that we've never seen before. And the idea of even having them to meet is actually really exciting. Now, I think because this is all happening, I think Shayna Baszler is going to somehow get involved with that and be the deciding force between that in helping AJ win. And that's why at the end of the match, I see AJ and Shayna Baszler standing tall together. I'm not talking about an intergender match here. I'm talking about the women, Shayna helping AJ, whether it's pushing him into a lift shaft for him to fall down or whatever it's going to be, is how I'd see it going. So that's sort of why we picked AJ Styles. Dom was saying Aleister Black. I think Aleister Black was going to be a great choice at the start. The issue is, again, like Maven says, I can't see him with that briefcase, but I can't even see him as a silent briefcase type, whereas I can with Shayna Baszler. So that's why I think getting two heels at the top at the towers, because this is the first time this has ever happened, and it's the only time it'll probably ever happen, Yeah. So you need to have both of them up there. So you need to either. You've chosen, like, that wouldn't happen with Lacey and Baron, who have been your picks.
Au contraire, mon frère.
Oh,
They did. If we just take a little trip down memory lane,
Aleister can't make an entrance with a briefcase.
Nobody can, okay? Nobody. It's because Baron Corbin is going to win, and he's going to steal it all away from everybody. So, anyways, as I was saying...
Scott says Vince and Stephanie McMahon will run up and win the Money in the Bank.
Who's going to win Money in the Bank?
Scott says Vince and Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, probably, yeah. That would make me laugh.
Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans did tag together back at Stomping Grounds.
Correct. Yeah. But is she going to use his methods now?
I mean, he's so
now that she's all American.
Lacey is, they win, and then Lacey pushes Corbin off the ladder, and that's the way they end it. That'd be amazing.
Okay, that'd be fun, and that'd get the crowd to pop. There's going to be no crowd. What am I on about? It'd get me to pop at home, going, yeah, that's a cool way to end it. But yeah, I mean, I think they're all good picks, and I think anyone that you pick in this match is going to be an interesting choice.
So the other thing with the Money in the Bank ladder matches, ladder match because it's kind of all at once. What I've seen is that they're going to cut back and forth throughout the entire show. So they'll probably start it at the beginning and then,
Oh, really? That's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's what I've seen is they're going to, start it at the beginning and then they're going to go to a match, at the Performance Center or whatever, and then, in and out, they're going to cut to it. I wish they would just do it all at once because I think that would make more sense. But based on things that I've seen, that's supposedly what they might be doing. If they do that,
you lose a lot of the whole effect of...
I hope that's not what they're doing, but that's kind of what I've been seeing as of late. That's what
it seems silly if they do that. I'll be back in 1 second because I'm desperate.
Okay, cool. Where are we at? Are we finishing up?
The men's Money in the Bank.
Finishing up men's Money in the Bank, right?
So one other thing I would ask is what kind of spots between the superstars do you want to see? I said something about Nia and Otis. Maybe having a spot in the Money in the Bank match, some of the stuff that we wouldn't see otherwise in a regular Money in the Bank ladder match. Do you have any spots that might be cool?
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to see AJ do some really cool stuff with Aleister Black. I think that'd be fantastic. Just to see those two interact would be amazing. I know we've seen it before, but I think in this setting it would be phenomenal. I think Daniel Bryan. Aleister Black is another one. Daniel Bryan, AJ. There's so many variables here of people that can do amazing things. I've always wanted to see a phenomenal forearm off the ladder. I know that's a simple thing, but I'd love to see that.
I said with Otis, the caterpillar off the ladder.
Yeah.
Death-defying, but it would be epic.
It would be incredible. I don't know how it could be done, but I think it's amazing.
But it would be so cool.
He'd just kind of goes up over the top of the ladder.
I don't know, just doing the caterpillar off the ladder would be so sick.
Yeah.
I suppose it wouldn't even be just like the caterpillar. It'd be more so just like jumping off the ladder.
Jumping off
onto somebody, but it'd be epic regardless.
What if he does the caterpillar and it causes an earthquake and the entire building collapses?
Yeah.
And then they move into the new building that they're supposed to move after they got rid of these officers.
What if he does the caterpillar up the ladder?
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was just saying, different spots between different things that they can do with, male and female superstars during the match, just because we haven't seen this before. I said a spot with Nia and Otis could be kind of cool, maybe. Nia and about anybody could be cool, depending on what they do. So.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that's good for now, actually. And it's not necessarily intergender I want. It's more the idea of Shayna Baszler pushing Aleister Black off AJ into a set of down the stairs or something. Is an interesting visual that I don't think takes that intergender that WWE don't want to do too far. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's a way to get them in, like, the intergender stuff going without having intergender matches.
Yeah.
So,
Well, see, and the matches are going on at the same time. They're the same place. They're all going to the top. They're going to come in contact with one another at some point during the match. So you could do some cool spots.
James says Brock will serve us all and win the whole thing.
No, Brock better not.
Probably. Do you know, there's another funny point of this as well. I wonder who's going to be in the match as the real punishment taker, and I don't think it's going to be Corbin, because I think they appreciate Corbin too much for that. But maybe if they put someone like Dana to take all of this mess, so they're fighting in the kitchen and she ends up going into the spaghetti, and she gets a mop on her head and all this sort of stuff, and she ends up an absolute mess on the top. I can sort of see Dana in that role.
I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I'd thoroughly enjoy it.
What
Absolutely.
if somebody flies in on a helicopter?
That'd be cool. That'd be really funny. Brock Lesnar grapples down. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, man.
All right. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's all the matches that we have as it stands right
8
now.
matches. For those of you that joined us late, the loser of our predictions has to sing Miz and Morrison's song.
You guys.
See, this is where y'all gotta decide who's gonna be Morrison and who's gonna be Miz.
Yeah.
I'm definitely Morrison.
I was gonna say, I've already called being...
Dom's already... Hey, wait. Dom's already planning on losing, so he's picked Morrison, so...
I'm already I'm looking forward to it either way.
I mean, I said if we were to lose, which it isn't gonna happen, because we're just that good, that I'm gonna be Johnny Drip Drip. And you can be...
Mrs. Gleen says.
MCMIZ. Yep. So it's gonna go. So, it's gonna be epic.
Very good.
Right.
Well, either way, it'll be a fun time, I have no doubt. Are we going to tell them what we're doing next week as well?
Yes.
Hey, ho, ho.
What was that for?
I said take it away. You tell them. I'm just gonna sit here.
Next weekend we'll have another show. We will give you information this week.
So we're going to do another watch along.
Yes.
It's going to be a party.
Yes.
Because we all had a great time last Saturday. We decided not to do one this week because we was going to do this anyway, and also because there's enough wrestling to watch. So we'll watch this tomorrow night. Next weekend we'll be back with you. I think we're going to be on Wrestle Story's channel, which will be awesome. And so everyone join us in chat next weekend. It'll be next Saturday, probably a little bit earlier than we started tonight, just because if not, it goes till early hours in the morning for us Brits. And we will put a poll on Twitter, but Maven's going to put the poll on Twitter, aren't you, Maeve?
Sure.
Mini M. She's going to put the poll on Twitter, which will have some matches. So make sure that you like the Wrestle Story at Twitter and Gimme A Hull Yeah at Twitter to get the latest information and to vote on the poll on what we'll be watching and what you'll be watching with us as we sit and chill and have a chat and have a cool time.
Yes.
How was that?
Great.
Good.
You did it so much better than Mr. G.
No, not true. That is not true, Maven.
No, it is very true
it was a lot better than I did.
because Mrs. G in the chat just said,
Well, I'm trying to leave
well,
people.
after
I'm trying to
hearing-
leave
no,
people
no,
hanging
let
here,
me
so
read-
they have to come watch us again. Because we still have shows. We have a show Sunday. We have a show again in a couple hours tonight. We will have 3 next week. So you try and keep people coming in and coming in to check you out.
Absolutely, there's loads of shows to watch.
So you
There's
go-
you're gonna have your Money in the Bank review. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and join you for chat, but I might be asleep for that.
So you try and make things extend out and leave people on the edge of their seat and go, well, we got to go back and watch them now because we're gonna find out what they're talking about.
well, hey, folks, you got to come back
But
later.
now Ant has spilled all the information, and now I can't just trick people into just coming back and watching us the next.
I'm sorry, but honestly, anyone watching should just watch all of the Wrestle Story anyway. Full
Well,
stop.
I should. Yes, I agree.
Ooh.
Oh yes, I'm on the edge of my seat, Mr. G. It's
So-
really 1 p.m. It's soon crap down. Yes.
1 a.m.
1 a.m. I thought that's what he meant. I thought Kobe meant 1 a.m. because he was confused. It's late. It's late for you guys, so it's messed up there.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so we have SmackDown in just a little bit.
A
We'll be back.
little edge. I put Mrs. Glean's on the edge of her seat now because
The edge.
gave such a good check us out later. Next week because we'll get information out.
Yes. But we'll
All
get
right.
later.
We want to thank Dom and Ant from Gimme A Hull Yeah for joining us. You guys
Cheers.
are awesome. It's been fun. And I hope you're warming up with your Miz and Morrison song. So you're
Yeah.
ready to
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
See?
Ho ho! I'm not worried at all.
What?
We will be back in a couple hours with our SmackDown recap.
Yes.
So join us in a couple hours with SmackDown recap, and we are going to take off. Everybody have a good one.
Thank you so much for having us on, guys.
Hey, we enjoyed it. Thanks, guys.
Peace out.